Well, it used to be the schoolyard was where bullies like to hang out. Well, they're still there, but they're also lurking in the cyber yard too. Kids use cell phones and computers to hurt each other in ways parents can't even imagine. And since they don't know what's going on, they don't know how to help. Well, here's some advice from the guy who runs a very popular website called bullying.org. Canada. That's Bill Belsey. He's in our Calgary studio. Mr. Belsey, I guess most people are familiar with bullying, but what exactly is cyberbullying?
Well, cyberbullying is the use of various information technologies to support behaviors that are deliberate, hostile, and repeated by an individual or groups towards others to intend to inflict harm.
Some examples.
There are a number of different examples, and they're as wide as varied as the communication technologies that we use today. They can involve something as straightforward, if you will, as an email. It can also involve what's called texting, where people send text messages or multimedia messages now, because of course you can also send images, both still and moving, with your images via a cell phone.
They send insults or bad pictures, or like what do they send?
Well, they can be all kinds of things. It can be very unsettling. It can be something as serious as a death threat. As a matter of fact, there have been a number of suicides that have occurred, actually some of which have occurred here in Canada. Cyberbullying can also involve the creation of websites to put others down. There are things called slam boards, which are loosely used as discussion boards, but really they're used to put down others. There are online polling booths that can very easily created that can challenge somebody's sexuality, vote for the ugliest person in our class. There are a wide variety of these now. Blogging, weblogs, both traditional, regular weblogs, as well as what are called moblogs, which are mobile logs. All of these various forms of communication technologies can be used for the purposes of cyberbullying.
So in the past, when someone was bullied, others around would probably notice it or see it. But here, it sounds like a very singular thing that someone could be insulted, threatened, or whatever, and nobody around would know. So what does that do to the person who's receiving this?
Well, it's very scary, because now the bullies, it used to be, we used to think of bullying as a school issue, but of course it's much broader than just a school issue. It's a broader community issue. But within the context of young people, who are primarily affected by cyberbullying, you can try in various ways to hopefully deal with the bullying that may happen in a traditional sense, whether that's physical, relational, verbal, that kind of thing. But what makes cyberbullying, and also that it's the same in that bullying is about power and control, it's about relationships. But what makes cyberbullying different and very scary is that those who do it try to hide behind the anonymity that the wired world can provide. It also, the audience for cyberbullying is as wide as the internet itself, and the speed with which this can happen is absolutely staggering. So there really aren't any boundaries anymore, because now people have access to the internet not only on their computers, but basically anywhere they carry their cell phone.
So what are parents to do? They want to protect their kids. What do they do if they're not aware this is going on?
Well, one of the things I would strongly advise parents who might be listening to this to do is to go to our cyberbullying.ca website. It's the world's first website to deal with the issue of cyberbullying, help people understand what this looks like, how to possibly prevent it, what do you do if it happens to you. Some very practical examples or suggestions would be, first of all, have discussions with your kids. Why do they want a cell phone in the first place? Parents go in and sign up with their kids for cell phone contracts, and you get this very nice technical manual, but there's no information about the kind of negative things can possibly happen. I think and it's all about prevention, because once it happens, it's very difficult to have redress after the fact. They need to know not to respond to cyberbullies, because that's what bullies want. They want to know that they're pushing your buttons. They need to know that they should probably actually enter into a contract with their parents to say, here's how I intend to use this responsibly. And they also should have an open dialogue with their kids, so that if this does happen, that the kids feel confident in communicating this, because bullying generally is under the radar screen, when it comes to our society, and kids often don't want to tell adults for fear they'll make it worse.
Okay,
but another aspect of this is the kids are worried the parents will take away their computers and mobile phones.
So that's why important for parents to understand too. Just cyberbullying.ca is your website. You've got a lot of this information on it.
Yes.
I thank you for your information today. I'm sure some parents will find that most interesting.
Well, thank you for having me.
And verbal and physical taunting, as if that wasn't enough, and now so parents have to worry about their kids being...
checked out the website, cyberbullying.ca, and it was bullying.org, I guess it was, and most interesting, but parents have to really plug in to what their kids are doing.
And that's part of the problem with bullying, is that a lot of these kids who are bullied will not tell parents,
will
not tell adults.
They're embarrassed.